In the early 8th century CE, the Umayyad Caliphate, with its capital in Damascus, was a vast and powerful empire, renowned for its military prowess and cultural achievements. It stretched from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to the Indus River in the east, encompassing diverse cultures and vast territories. The Caliphate's western expansion had been halted in Europe by the Franks, particularly at the Battle of Tours in 732 CE, but the east remained ripe for conquest. The Indian subcontinent, with its fragmented kingdoms and wealthy trading ports, beckoned as a land of immense opportunity and riches. The Sindh region, located in present-day Pakistan, held particular strategic and economic importance, making it a prime target for the Umayyad ambitions. Situated at the mouth of the Indus River, Sindh controlled vital trade routes between India and the West, acting as a gateway for commerce. It was also home to several prosperous port cities, including Debal, which attracted merchants from as far as Africa and China, enhancing its economic significance. Friction between the Umayyad Caliphate and the rulers of Sindh arose from a series of incidents, escalating tensions over time. Piracy along the coastal regions disrupted Arab trade, and the Raja of Sindh, Dahir, offered refuge to some rebellious subjects of the Caliphate, further straining relations. These provocations, coupled with the desire for territorial expansion and control of lucrative trade routes, fueled the Umayyad ambition to conquer Sindh, setting the stage for a significant historical conflict. In 711 CE, at the young age of 17, Muhammad bin Qasim was appointed by Caliph al-Walid I to lead the invasion of Sindh. This was a monumental task for someone so young, but Qasim's potential was evident. Assembling a formidable army, Qasim marched eastward from Shiraz, crossing the formidable deserts and mountains that separated Persia from India. The journey was arduous, testing the endurance and resolve of his troops. His campaign was characterized by meticulous planning, strategic brilliance, and a combination of military might and shrewd diplomacy. Qasim's ability to adapt to changing circumstances was a key factor in his success. Qasim understood the importance of securing supply lines and maintaining morale. He ensured his army was well provisioned and motivated, which was crucial for the long campaign ahead. He established a series of fortified camps along his route, ensuring his army had access to provisions and reinforcements. These camps served as strategic points for rest and resupply. He also forged alliances with local rulers discontented with Raja Dahir's reign, bolstering his forces and gaining valuable local knowledge. These alliances were instrumental in his campaign. Qasim's military strategy was multifaceted, incorporating various tactics to outmaneuver his enemies. He employed a combination of cavalry charges, infantry assaults, and siege warfare to overcome his enemies. Each tactic was used effectively to exploit the weaknesses of his adversaries. He also recognized the importance of naval superiority, deploying a fleet of warships to control the Indus River and blockade enemy ports. This naval dominance ensured his supply lines remained open and his enemies were cut off. This multi-pronged approach proved highly effective in subduing the fragmented kingdoms of Sindh. Qasim's ability to integrate various strategies and tactics was a testament to his military genius. Muhammad bin Qasim's first major target was the port city of Debal, located near modern-day Karachi. Debal was a wealthy trading hub, known for its bustling markets and diverse population. Its capture would be a strategic and symbolic victory for the young general. Qasim laid siege to Debal, surrounding the city and cutting off its supply lines. He ordered his engineers to construct massive catapults which bombarded the city walls with stones and fire. After a fierce bombardment, a breach was created in the defenses, allowing Qasim's troops to storm the city. The capture of Debal was a brutal affair. The city was plundered, and many of its inhabitants were killed or enslaved. The fall of Debal sent shockwaves throughout Sindh, demonstrating the might of Qasim's army and striking fear into the hearts of those who opposed him. With Debal under his control, Qasim had secured a crucial foothold in Sindh and gained access to the wealth of the Indus Delta. Section 5. Aror and Multan expanding the reach of conquest. Following his victory at Debal, Muhammad bin Qasim continued his advance northward, his sights set on the heartland of Sindh. His next major target was Aror, the capital city of Raja Dahir. The Battle of Aror was a fierce and bloody encounter. Raja Dahir commanded a large army including war elephants, but Qasim's strategic acumen and the discipline of his troops proved decisive. Qasim's cavalry outmaneuvered the Sindhi forces while his archers rained arrows upon the enemy ranks. Raja Dahir fought bravely but was ultimately defeated and killed on the battlefield. With the fall of Auror, Qasim's army marched on Multan, another important city in Sindh. Multan was a center of pilgrimage and trade, and its capture would further consolidate Qasim's control over the region. After a siege, Multan fell to the Arab army, marking the end of organized resistance against the Umayyad Caliphate in Sindh. Section 6. A just ruler, Muhammad bin Qasim's administration. After consolidating his military victories, Muhammad bin Qasim turned his attention to governing the newly conquered territory. He implemented a system of administration based on Islamic principles but also incorporated elements of the existing administrative structure. Qasim is generally credited with adopting a relatively tolerant approach towards the local population, particularly Hindus and Buddhists. He allowed freedom of religion, permitted the construction of temples, and did not force conversions to Islam. However, non-Muslims were subject to the jizya, a tax levied on non-Muslim subjects in Islamic states. Qasim implemented a new tax system and encouraged trade and commerce. He repaired irrigation canals, built roads, and established courts of justice. His policies aimed at restoring order, promoting economic prosperity, and integrating Sindh into the vast Umayyad Caliphate. Section 7. The abrupt end, downfall and death of a conqueror. Despite his early successes and administrative reforms, Muhammad bin Qasim's time as governor of Sindh was tragically cut short. In 715 CE, at the young age of 20, Qasim's life and career came to an abrupt and controversial end. The death of Caliph al-Walid I in 715 CE had significant repercussions for Qasim. The new caliph, Sulayman ibn Abd al-Malik, harbored resentment towards Qasim and his family. Accusations of misconduct and insubordination were leveled against the young general, although the veracity of these claims remains debated by historians. Qasim was recalled to Damascus to answer these charges. Despite his pleas of innocence, he was imprisoned and executed on the caliph's orders. The exact circumstances surrounding Qasim's downfall and death remain shrouded in mystery, but his demise marked a tragic end to a brilliant, albeit brief, military career. Section 8. The lasting impact, Muhammad bin Qasim's legacy. Despite his short reign, Muhammad bin Qasim left an indelible mark on the history of South Asia. His conquest of Sindh opened the door for the spread of Islam into the Indian subcontinent, and paved the way for centuries of Muslim rule in the region. Qasim's military achievements are undeniable. He conquered a vast territory, defeated formidable opponents, and established Islamic rule in a region previously unfamiliar with Arab governance. His administrative policies, particularly his approach to religious tolerance, had a lasting impact on the social and cultural landscape of Sindh. Qasim's legacy is complex and multifaceted. While hailed as a hero and conqueror by some, others view him as a ruthless invader. His conquest led to the decline of Buddhism in Sindh and marked a turning point in the region's history, ushering in a new era of Islamic influence. Section 9. Conclusion, a pivotal figure in Indo-Islamic history. Muhammad bin Qasim's life and career, though tragically cut short, were marked by extraordinary military achievements and significant administrative reforms. His conquest of Sindh in the early 8th century CE stands as a pivotal moment in Indo-Islamic history. His campaigns opened up the Indian subcontinent to Arab influence, paving the way for centuries of Muslim rule and the eventual establishment of powerful Islamic empires in the region. While Qasim's legacy is subject to varying interpretations, his impact on the course of South Asian history remains profound and undeniable.